Hello there. Welcome back to chapter 10. Starting off, Triple Joy. And you've spawned very close to them too. Which means, well, dodge immediately. As always against Joy. Just spam dodge when they come out. Against these three Joys in this verse, on hard, there's a very fun way to kill them actually. Since they always spawn at the same spot, all clumped together, and you spawn close to them, they will most likely stinger you right away, right? So dodge into them, and if you get the witch time, you can do the aerial spin kick in the middle, and it will do massive damage to them. It will demolish their HP and give you crazy combo. You can technically do it on Infinite Climax too if you use the Bracelet of Time, but to be honest, it's only fun a few times. Afterward, it's just basically just a gimmick anyway, so no. So as always against Joy, just dodge offset from afar and weave into their face. Get the hell away when they have the whip on. You don't want to deal with the whip.
You've been naughty.
So for the next verse, it starts off with a bunch of harmony. Now, one thing you can do at this first part is to just go to every spawn point and get all of them to spawn before you start fighting. Not terribly necessary, but it helps. Oh yeah, one thing to note that I found out the hard way once is that during the animation when these things become cocks, you can still be hit, which is stupid. But, well, there's that. So, right after you're done with the 4 cocks, it goes into a gracious and glorious fight immediately. There are a lot of this kind of fight in this one chapter. It's fun, but it can get old. This one is a very good fight though. It's a large open space, again, with very little obstacle. As always, try to kill the fire guy first. Here, my auto-targeting just keep homing in onto the lightning dude, and he's almost dead already. So I opt for a torture attack on fire to hopefully get him to die first. But he doesn't die. Luckily I still managed to have him dead first though, so... Oh, and second torture attack, just to be sure. You know, these torture attacks against Grace and Glory and Gracious and Glorious takes a long time. It's very slow. Why, they do provide a bit of room for breathing, for breath, but it's not. It's against. It's the opposite of the pacing of the fight itself, right? So it's always feel weird when you're fighting Gracious and Glorious. Everything's going so fast and you activate torture attack and it just stops. The fight just stops. It's kind of weird. So first Alfheim. Use Wicked Weave. Another boring one. So, switch the sword, as always. It's always the best thing to use in these Alfheims. The Y sweep from the PKP weave can hit multiple enemies. It does a lot more damage than a gun weave. And if you're using the Gaze of Despair, I noticed that the sword weave can actually hit a single enemy twice. And it counts as hitting 2 enemies. So you get a lot of damage and a lot of combo point. As always, I am failing the dodge offset constantly. I'll just blame it on the fact that I don't use the sword. So the timing throw me off. I kinda wish it is use Wicked Weave and or Angel Arms. I can pick up the bow and have an easier time at it, but oh well. And of course, Grace and Glory. Now Grace and Glory is far more enjoyable to deal with a Wicked Weave than their brother Gracious and Glorious. Gracious and Glorious dodge way too much, and luckily they don't put them in these Wicked Weave Alfheim, otherwise they would be an absolutely miserable experience. But they do put joys at the end though. Fuck them. I don't know why they keep putting joy into these Alfheims, these boring long Alfheims. And they're always at the end, like, absolutely always. No exception. No, that's done with. So, as you've noticed, everything has been very smooth. I've been getting everything done at the first try until now, right? In fact, this is the first attempt at the chapter as well. Like, I boot up the game and I did everything right. Everything was going well, so, which scared me. I thought, this is unusual. Something's bad's gonna happen, right? And sure enough, something bad did happen. So, when I went to this phase, right, this verse right here, my game crashed. And when I load back, there is no sound. Like, the game doesn't have any sound. I cannot fix it. And no UI as well. So no sound and no UI. And it reflects so in shadow play capture. So the only thing I could have done is to abandon the attempt, and it worked for some reason. So I have to redo the entire first part again, and it went nowhere near as smooth. So up until the end of the first Alfheim, that was the footage from my first attempt, and this is the second. From the harmony fights to the end is the second attempt. So you fight against 2 knockoff boss here. It's nothing special. The only thing to note of is this guy's laser attacks that are pretty difficult to dodge, weirdly enough. And I think it's almost cannot be parried. I think it can be parried, but it never managed to pull off the parry against these lasers for some reason, even if I spam. I don't know if it's just me being shit, or is the parry window for the lasers very, very weird. Anyway, so the next verse, just get the whip and do a cowgirl spin. This verse is actually made a lot easier if you have the Gaze of Despair, because it keeps the enemy occupied with raging at first. Oh, and so this one. This one is the single worst verse in the entire game, in my opinion. 3 freaking kinship, and they can all attack off screen. They can absolutely swarm you with rockets and this flying claw thingy, and then lasers. They all have distinctive audio cue, but at the same time, everything else they do has an audio as well. Like rocket flying has a distinctive audio, and so when the sky is littered with their attacks, you can't really make out one cue from the other, really. I hated that verse so much. Next up, another gracious and glorious fight, another GG boy. This time on a stair, so elevated ground is the thing. Rocket jump is clunky. Oh, and I have opted for using the bracelet at the time against gracious and glorious because they are way too evasive. It's a bit cheesy, but it's actually pretty fun. If they made the white GG boy here a little less dodge happy, it would have been very good. They are too evasive, I think. Like, the fire guy can cancel his fire spin mid-attack to dodge out of your weave, which is stupid, which is bullshit, to be honest. They shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, and they can dodge on the when they're knocked down too. Then you knock them down, you weave on their ass, and for some reason they got up and dodged. That is not very fair. Grace and Glory, I think, is perfect. The regular Grace and Glory. That's why I said that the beginning of chapter 5 is the best. I think you get early access to very good fights. Yet more gracious and glorious, or rather just gracious, because both of these guys are the lightning guys, and this is the third one of the chapter, and the worst one. So, and I've already filled my quotas for gracious and glorious fight already. So just use the claw to cheese it a little. I made sure not to outright kill one of them, but yeah, it is what it is. So now run all the way back for the Alfheim. You know, they have a large open space here with 2 dog statues, and they decided to put an Alfheim here instead of, you know, just make the 2 dogs come alive and then spawn something else afterward, maybe. And what Alfheim did they put there? Use angel arms! Another boring one. Another shit one. This chapter has the worst Alfheims. Wicked Weave, and then Alfheim? And then use angel arm? Yeah. You can technically just keep using the bow right at the start against all the deers in decoration. It will boost your combo to a very ridiculous amount, but it would take a long time. Don't torture yourself. Oh, and I noticed one more thing about the game through these Alfheims is that there can only be 4 angel arms present at any moment. So if you kill enemy and they drop 2 angel arms and then you use up the bow, then the bow will not spawn again, not until you get rid of one of the enemy's arms. So use the one that goes away the fastest, aka the lightning claw, so that the bow can respawn again. Get a good distance away from these guys as well, because they have this jumping slam that's very fast. It's basically the regular slam, his regular slam, but faster, and it covers a lot of space. It's a very dangerous attack. So final verse of the chapter is a kind of gauntlet fight against a bunch of weird, liquidy beloved. And with each and every one you kill, the water fills up a little. So the context of the fight probably is that these beloved are made of these liquid, right? And you kill them and they turn into water to fill the pool. But they're yellow. It's a kind of yellow liquid. It's pee. They are pee golem. So you're essentially fighting in a pool of piss the entire time. And that is disgusting. It's holy piss. I know, but it's still piss. So the fight ends with 3 more worms, 3 more piss worm. They're the weak variety, so just dispatch them off as fast as possible. Don't deal with the bullshit from the worms. The worms are not good enemies. These urine things are not any better. You can use the statue on top of the platform for a boost of witch time throughout the fight if you're on hard and normal, but it's never worth it, and it's such a hassle to do too. You know, some people can just predict exactly where the worm will fall after you knock them off, but I can never seem to do that. Not yet. There's something I don't know here, it seems. And that's that for the level. Run to the gate and end the chapter. So the next one is another boss fight against Justice, the 3-face, 3-head tentacle thingy. He's not a very fun boss, to be honest. And that's the pure platinum with 15 weird damage from somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, see you guys next time, I guess. Bye bye.